suppose corporate culture is very hard to write down. I think it's very easy to sense when you walk into a workplace. I would define it as just that feeling you get when you walk onto the floor of an office, or when you go to a company event, or to a lesser extent when you see that company's products or services out in the marketplace.
It's the way people interact and how they feel about their workplace and their workmates and their management.
If your corporate culture internally is flawed, it doesn't matter what you say externally, because our customers will detect the disconnect between the way the staff are told to behave and the way they do behave.
So what exactly is corporate culture? In short, corporate culture is the personality of an organisation. It's created by the culmination of the team's experiences, interests, values and beliefs. These are translated into acceptable norms of behaviour. Different cultures have different norms of behaviour, which are determined by the environment, the tasks and the various personalities. You cannot see culture, but most people know when it's right because it feels right. Corporate culture is created by the individuals within the organisation. They shape the culture of the business. Meet Robert Murray, founder and CEO of Firemint, an organisation leading the way in mobile phone and PC game development.
My understanding of corporate culture is it's the glue that's sort of going to bind us together, I think, and it's what you get when you've got a large group of people kind of aligned. It's how they connect, how they interact.
An organisation's culture is made up of the experiences and personalities that each person brings to the company. It's especially influenced by the leaders in an organisation, such as the founders, executives and management staff, that set the tone which filters through each department and employee. This brings us to the first of the 3 levels of culture within an organisation. The first being physical. This is the most visible of the levels and consists of the various aspects of culture that we can physically see, such as dress codes, office layout, and the technology used. The second level consists of values. The accumulated values of employees within the workplace are often attributed to the values they have outside of the workplace. The third and the deepest level are the beliefs of the company and employees. If the beliefs of the employees clash with the beliefs of the organisation, then a negative culture could occur with negative results. The corporate culture of any company is created and maintained by its people. As Paul Higgins from Oakley explains, it doesn't pay to fake it.
It gets back to something we talk a lot about, which is cultural fit. For us, irrespective of whether they're management or, just staff working in any of the functions, if they're not reinforcing, the principles, in our case, the principles of the brand, or, in other cases, the principles of the mission statement, it's actually very hard for them to fake it. And in time, they'll stop faking it, and it affects those around them, and where that leads is, just to a skewing of the culture.
Each individual organisation has its own unique culture. No two are the same. There are no right cultures, only functional and dysfunctional ones. As companies evolve, cultures change. There are 4 main types of corporate cultures: the power culture, the role culture, the achievement culture, and the support culture. A power culture generally revolves around one singular charismatic leader. Power cultures are often demanding, requiring extra input from employees, such as late nights and weekends. Hard work and loyalty are rewarded. A power culture can be inefficient if everyone has to wait for approval prior to moving on with a project. This can be dysfunctional for all involved. If the organisation grows quickly, it may be too much for the one person at the top to maintain control efficiently. The role culture relies on procedures whereby clear goals are set and achieved. This, by the book culture, rewards dependability and consistency. Due to this well-structured system, goals are usually met without too much pressure on the employees. Because of the non-collaborative nature, employees can become disinterested and their talents may go unnoticed. Employees in this scenario need to be given meaning to their work beyond just the day-to-day functions. This should be aligned with the organisation's mission statement and focused on continually. The achievement culture consists of motivated people who can work independently to better the group as a whole. They are extremely goal-orientated and ambitious. This culture becomes dysfunctional when people become competitive and leadership needs to be exerted. The final type is support culture. This culture has a community feel whereby people cooperate and help each other throughout the process. Effective communication and support systems can become dysfunctional when employees blur the line between friendship and work colleagues. This can hinder productivity, and often the individuals are placed over the needs of the organisation. For this reason, it is important that the rules and behaviours are clear and in writing, and if necessary, the leaders can refer discipline to a higher power so they can maintain a positive environment with the work colleagues they are friendly with.
Going forward, to build and maintain a good corporate culture, I think you have to constantly be rethinking what that means and what it is, because ultimately it is blurry around the edges, and if you're going to be creative, and I think corporate culture is a very creative thing. I don't think you can analyse, write it all down, say that's our corporate culture and that's where it's staying, because things have to shift. As if the culture doesn't change, it becomes bland, and at least for us in a creative area, part of our culture is probably that movement. So even the corporate culture is changing. Our definition of it is probably changing as well.
Corporate culture is something that takes many years to form and is one of the hardest aspects to change in any organisation. But the rewards are fantastic when you get it right. There is no right or wrong culture. However, there is appropriate and inappropriate culture. You must first understand the current culture before deciding where the organisation is going. The mission, vision, and values need to be clear and well defined. Ask yourself, what are the 5 most important values you would like to see in your corporate culture? Once defined, they need to be implemented. Change begins with executive support. The executives within an organisation must lead the way by changing their own behaviours first. Since culture change depends on the changing of behaviours, the employees of the organisation need to be clear on what those behaviours are and what is expected of them. Put the new beliefs and behaviours into practical examples for each employee. How do these new beliefs affect each and every role? Do salespeople need to be more polite to customers? Or do the executives need to keep the employees more informed about changes within the organisation? If you can put the changes you desire into a practical example, they can be expressed with more clarity. If appropriate, change the layout of the office to promote communication and unity between business units, such as Firemints design. You will most likely need to change the rewards and recognition aspects of your organisation to a system that encourages and rewards the new behaviours and beliefs you are striving for. Changing corporate culture requires a review of all the organisation's systems. Employee promotions, performance management, pay practices, and recruitment all need to be based on the organisation's new culture beliefs.
So the best results, I think, of a strong corporate culture, staff retention and loyalty and energy. Even more so than retention, I guess, is just that what they're doing, they're actually doing to their best, and they're learning and training themselves, and they see a future in your company and industry. And affects your business model. You can go with a premium business model that delivers highly creative, highly original works. So it's essential.
Culture is the essence, heart and feel of any organisation. It consists of shared values, beliefs and assumptions. There is no right or wrong culture, just the culture that exists. You cannot understand an organisation until you understand the culture of it.